Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer Ines, and I am so excited to be filming this reader problems tag. I saw it on YouTube. I will link the original person in my description so you can maybe do this tag as well. I really love doing tags. I feel like they're just fun to watch and fun to do. So as per usual, I have my phone here, so I'll just be reading off the questions and then answering them. Question number 1. You have 20,000 books on your TBR. How in the world do you decide what to read next? That's a great question. I'm actually about to film a massive book haul when I told you guys I wouldn't buy any more books. How I decide, I basically go by how I'm feeling. Like if I'm in the mood for a fantasy, I'll read a fantasy. If I want to read a contemporary. What I've noticed about myself since I've been reading a lot more this year, I can't do massive fantasy after massive fantasy. So for example, after I finished Crescent City, she thick. So I had to, after that, read like a comic book, or like a graphic novel, or like something short and light. I think I read The Unhoneymooners after that, like a short fantasy or contemporary, kind of change it up so that I don't get, what is it called when you're like burnt out? Oh, reading slump. I don't want to get slumpage, you know what I mean? Question number 2. You're halfway through a book and you're not loving it. Do you quit or are you committed? That is a great question. It really depends. So, for example, I wasn't loving Crescent City. For the first 150 pages, I was confused. It was just a lot of world building and I wasn't loving it, but I pushed through, and thank goodness I did. So for the most part, I pushed through. I very rarely DNF any books. But yeah, if I do DNF, it's only due to the fact that the writing was just, I just couldn't get through it. Like it was paining me thinking about picking up the book. That's when I know it's time to DNF, because you know, life is short. You don't have time to be wasting, you know what I mean? 3, the end of the year is coming and you're so close but so far away on your Goodreads reading challenge. Do you try to catch up, and how? Good news for me, I set a very low challenge of 40 books for the year, and I'm already at, let's see what number I'm at, hold on. So I'm already at 33 books. I'm 12 books ahead of schedule, according to Goodreads. So I think I'm good. Maybe if I set a larger goal, then I would probably read as much to catch up. But the thing is that, and maybe this is just me, but if you stress yourself out about the quantity of books that you're reading versus the enjoyment that you're getting from the books, I feel like it defeats the purpose. Like you have to just don't stress. Like the reason to read the books is not to stress out. And like, okay, yeah, it's great to say I read 50 books, but were you stressed when you were reading them? Like, were you trying to rush through the pages as quickly as possible and speed read so you can finish it right before May ends? Which I was doing that, and I finally stopped because it's just, I realized I was not liking the books as much because I was just putting so much pressure on myself to finish just to meet a number. And me personally, I want to enjoy my books, you know? So yeah. Number 4, the covers of a series you love do not match. Do you cope? How do you cope? I hate that. That bothers me so much. If you mean like you have like the cover of one, like for example, Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik has like 3 different covers, or 2, or something like that. So I can't have one cover of Spinning Silver and then like a completely different type of cover for Uprooted, even though they're not a series. They're technically like, they have similar covers. So I'm like a little too OCD, so I can't cope. No. I mean, unless I have to, like if I have a rainbow shelf, maybe that's fine. I don't know. Am I weird? Yeah, that's it. Okay, number 5. Everyone and their mother loves a book you really don't like. Who do you bond with over shared feelings? I don't understand this question. I just don't talk about it. I mean, like for example, if someone liked a book that I didn't like, I'm not gonna go over in their comments and be like, ew, I can't believe you liked this, I didn't like it. Or I won't even say that I didn't like the book if they liked it. I'll just be like, hey, like I'm glad that you enjoyed this one. Like, I don't wanna rain on anyone's positive parade if I didn't like something, unless I'm like doing like a review. I'll be honest and say like, hey, I didn't like this one, but I don't want to be like, hey, Brittany, you know, maybe change that review, you know, turn that 5-star to a 2-star, and then I'll be happy. It's not about me. It's about everyone else just enjoying what they want to enjoy and me not judging them for it. Number 6, you're reading a book and you are about to start crying in public. How do you deal? Oh man, this has happened to me before. I used to live in Queens, in the city, in New York, and I would be reading on the subway and I would cry. And I hated it, and I tried to like make sure it like wasn't like happening. I'd do a lot of blinking, like, yeah. Like, or like I'll just like pretend like it's allergies. I don't know, but yeah, I cry. I don't like ugly cry. I make sure like keep it straight, but like have the tears streaming. Yeah, I for sure have done that. Okay, question number 7. A sequel of a book you loved just came out, but you've forgotten a lot from the prior novel. Will you reread the book, skip the sequel, try to find a synopsis on Goodreads, crying in frustration? This is an amazing question. I have the memory of Dory. I will read a book, and unless it's like completely mind-blowingly fantastic, I will not remember much about it. So for the most part, I'll probably reread it, unless it was like a favorite read of mine. So for example, Serpent and Dove was my favorite read of this year, and Blood and Honey is coming out September 1st. So I'm for sure gonna reread it, only because it gives me an excuse to reread right before Blood and Honey, and I wanna be like, you know, fresh, and I want it to be fresh in my mind. Yeah, I don't read synopsises on Goodreads just to like catch up. Like, I need to be fully immersed in the world, and the best way for me to do that is to reread. Okay, question number 8. You do not want anyone borrowing your books. How do you politely tell people nope when they ask? This is a great question. I don't have any friends that read, so I don't have this issue. I don't have this problem. That's so great that I don't. Yeah, but I'm not super picky. Like, if I let someone borrow a book, if that happens, if I end up having a friend that reads in real life, I will make sure that it's a hardback. I won't let them borrow a paperback because I'm very dainty with my paperbacks, and they get messed. They're fragile little babies, so yeah, no. But if it's a hardback, I'll just take the dust jacket off and let them borrow it, and just say like, no dog earring, unless I'm the one doing that, you know. But yeah, that's what I would do. Let them borrow it, and then hunt them down if they don't give it back. Number 9, reading ADD. You've picked up and put down 5 books in the last month. How do you get over your reading slump? I feel like I've been in a reading slump for the past 2 months, and I'm just not picking up my books as often, and I'm all over the place. And I think it's just because of due to my mood. I think I would analyze maybe, okay, like for example, I am reading Throne of Glass right now, and I just finished Heir of Fire, and it was so chef's kiss good. I loved it. But then I didn't go immediately into Queen of Shadows because I was kind of getting like burnt out on heavy fantasy. So I ended up reading Beach Read on audiobook in between to kind of like give myself a little break, because reading fantasy takes a lot of brain power for me. Even though it's amazing, it's my favorite genre, because I have horrible memory and I have trouble focusing. It's a little draining when I do back-to-back fantasy. So I always try to break it up with either like a graphic novel or like a light like book, like beach read or like a rom-com. Okay, number 10. There's so many new books coming out that you're dying to read. How many do you actually buy? Okay, I'm gonna give you the answer I wish I could give and the answer that is correct. I wish I could tell you that I will just buy like, that I could just go to the library and like read it, and then if I love it, go buy it, or I'll just buy one and then the following year I'll buy another. But I don't know what's wrong with me, but I keep buying books. And you'll see when I upload my next video, which is a book haul, like, especially when book boxes come out with exclusive editions that include gold foiling on the hardback with sprayed edges. Like, how am I gonna be like, no, I don't want that masterpiece that's a collectible, exclusive, gorgeous book. Like, how could I say no to that? Like, look at this. Look at this book. Stenciled sword, black edges, gold foil. Like, yeah, for sure. No, I'm buying it. If I like it, I'm getting it. And I'm gonna try to work on that. But yeah, treat yourself. That's my motto. And if you want to save up for just books, some people really love to buy clothes, and that used to be me. Like, I used to be obsessed with fashion, and I was in New York City and had to have like the coolest outfits, and now I'm you know, in the suburbs, and I barely leave my house. So I'm not buying super cute stuff, but I am buying adventure on pages. That's what I'm buying. I'm paying for a vacation of my mind. To me, that's priceless. I'm going on a tangent. Oh my gosh, sorry. Okay, and the last question is number 11. After you've bought the new books you can't wait to get to, how long do they sit on your shelf before you get to them? I feel attacked. The answer to this question is a while. It depends on my mood, like I said. So like, if I buy something and I'm like, okay, I'm like immediately going to read it, like for example, Blood and Honey, no matter what, the minute I get it, I'm opening it and reading it. But right now I have a plan of what I'd like to get to next. It's like a very loose plan. It might change. But because I keep adding to my TBR, they sit on the shelf, and they get a little bit of dust. They get a little dusty, but eventually wipe that dust off, open that book. Eventually, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this tag. This tag was really fun. I feel like this is like one of my favorite tags so far to answer. I really loved those questions. Yeah, so if you liked this video, don't forget to hit that little thumbs up button, and if you like my content, feel free to subscribe. I will be posting videos once a week right now. And then if you do have a Bookstagram, I'm over there at Reading with Ines. I'll put a little name thing here so you guys can follow me. The link will be down in my bio. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and keep on reading. Bye.